Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons with your boy Coach E, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach, local strength coach at Twinsburg High School with the football program. You know, that school that's going to have an awesome football season because I'm a part of it. Don't mean to sound, full of myself, but I am. Anyway, also, most importantly, co-CEO El Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and meal prep head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are visual with this, so you should be watching the visuals on Coach E's YouTube channel. Go ahead to YouTube and type in Coach E Game for All Seasons. We have a whole lot of episodes for you to watch and catch up on and other content as well. So go ahead, hit that, and go ahead and check it out. Also, we have a website at www.perfecttimefitness.com. Go ahead, sign up for Miss Sharon's meal prep, charcuterie boards, whatever you see on there and you like, go ahead, sign up for it. Sessions, the prices, everything is there. We got that going for us. Also, we can also email the show at gameforallseasons@gmail.com. Interact with us, y'all. We need some questions from y'all. We need some feedback. We need some banter back and forth because we love banter, especially Mr. Taboo Timmons. He's a banterer.
Ooh.
Is that a word? Just made it up. Also,
Word now.
left and my right got two assistant coaches with me. On the left-hand side, I got it's Cavs Zen today. What up,
sir.
Zen?
Representing the hometown. Yo,
Yes, sir.
B,
What
we
up?
back in Coach E Studios again, I see.
Yeah, I see. The black walls.
Yeah, the Black Walls, doing another episode of Game for All Seasons. That's the title of this, right? But you know what the real title should be?
What's the title?
We Are Family. Because every time I look around, man, he got another cousin coming through. My God.
Not too much.
But, yeah, I'm ready to hear what Imani is going to bring to the table. And it should be fun. So what's good, Coach E?
Everything you just said is freaking good. Matter of fact, it's freaking awesome. On the right-hand side, I don't know how his furry Mike made it all the way to Coach E
Furry
Studios,
Mike.
but it did. We got furry Mike B. Sizzle over here. What's up, B. Sizzle Furry?
What's good, E. Scurry? First of all, man, I'm attacked because your wife, man, she just crazy. I'll just say it high and she just went all urban on me. She been urban the whole time. I didn't even know she can get that urban. She is from out in the sticks with the horse and buggies, but she got urban. What's up, Urban Sharon? Anyway, I'm happy too. If y'all gotta excuse me, Imani, you a guest in the house. I'm so happy though, 'cause my barber is back. Oh, my hair is cut. The fro is gone. But it's not your boy, but your favorite grown-ass man, Mr. Taboo Tim. Oh, Mr. Marriage Counsel. Mr. Taboo Timmons. I can't wait to the live. I heard it's going to be some fireworks. So what's good today?
B, that's what's good. You brought up the live. April 12th, 6:30 p.m. The doors will be open. Show will start at 7. It is at the Bedford Heights Community Center on 5619 Perkins Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio. You should be there. It's $10 at the door, 2 for $15. We got wine, we got cocktails, we got food from, of course, who? Miss Sharon, because that's what she do, and that's what she gonna do. She gonna make you happy for eating her food, and trust me, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual experience. So we will see you there, April 12th, 6:30. The doors will be open. You got a question, B?
Yes. Is it going to be meat trays and meat flowers there? That meat flowers was good, man. Was that meat flour?
Well, you need to talk to the cook about that. Will it be meat flowers?
Meat flowers? And meat trays? All right. Woohoo! Yay!
There we have it. And on this particular episode, hey, Zen, B, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but this right here is episode 200.
200?
This is a
Okay.
freaking milestone,
Okay.
yo. 200.
Yeah.
We got some long teeth in the game.
Mhm.
And we need more respect on our name, too. Let's just be
Like them
honest.
calves. Spec,
We'll
put
get
some
there.
spec on them.
We'll get
Put
there.
some spec on them.
He always got to jump out and go too far. But 200 episode, congratulations, gentlemen.
All right,
200
congrats.
episode, that's dedication, that's longevity, and hard work ethic.
Yes,
So
sir.
I appreciate y'all for that, man.
Yes, sir.
And on this 200th episode, we have a special guest to my right-hand side, my closest right. I don't know what face she's making right now. She's
My
very...
excited face.
Oh, okay.
My
My
happy
bad.
face.
This is my younger cousin, Imani Edwards, everybody. Welcome her to Coach E Studio.
All right.
Imani Edwards.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
All right.
Very close.
Got you. Sounds good. Hey,
Mhm.
I'm happy to be here. Hey, Coach E. Hey, Zen. Hey, Byron. I'm so excited.
What's up?
No, but seriously, I'm so happy to be here. Evan, 200.
200.
Congratulations.
200 of them things
That is major.
under
That
my
is
belt.
major. No, for
Well,
sure.
excuse me, our belt. Sorry,
belt,
our
period.
belt. But since you are now in Coach E's studio and you are the guest on Coach E's Game for All Seasons, we got one question for the guest. B, what's that question for the guest?
Oh man, what's the question? Oh yeah. That question. I got a bunch of questions. I heard some exciting information, but how did you know Coach E? Is that the question? It's been a little while. How did you get
been
to
a
know
while.
Not
Coach
you forgot
E?
the question. No, obviously.
No, y'all family too much.
As Evan,
tequila.
no, we have a really big family. As Evan called out, I am his cousin. I don't
Huge.
know what side, how that, like aunts of the cousin of the.
So if we
Break it
narrow
down.
it all the way
the family
down,
tree, please.
my grandmother
Mhm.
and her grandfather, no,
Siblings.
your grandmother. No, yeah, your
No, my
grandfather
grandfather.
are
Yeah,
siblings. So
yeah.
my grandmother is
Yeah.
her
Gotcha.
grandfather's sister.
Yeah.
So it go all the way back into the end.
Mm.
That's
yeah.
deeper than deep.
E roots.
No, deeper than deep. A
Yeah.
big family tree. That's my cousin.
Roots.
Mhm.
Okay, got a lot of cousins. A lot of
Yeah.
successful cousins. A lot of folks with good genes and good work ethic. So I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear the stories.
And not to mention, she's a bobcat too. She
Okay.
made
Oh,
the
you-
right choice in life. She ain't no kangaroo.
From
man.
Charlotte?
Oh, yeah.
A Charlotte Bobcat?
Man, what is wrong with this guy? I'm trying to be real respectful, but
Oh, no,
not
that's
too
not
much
the
of my
way.
Bobcats, please.
Uh-uh.
Little side story. I love OU so much. Why do I have a paw tattoo? Like I'm actually like a very dedicated
Hey,
Bobcat. So
That's Bobcat for life
It goes
status.
real
Okay.
deep. It gets real deep over here.
Okay,
So green and
okay.
white, Athens, Ohio.
Okay.
Not too much more.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Nice. What's in Athens though? Anything
Athens
good
is
in
a high
Athens?
university. Everything is
I mean,
great
outside
in
the
Athens,
university,
Ohio.
they put them in them college towns. You know, you ever cow tip? You ever tip a cow?
No.
Okay, it's impossible in this universe, but
not impossible.
yeah, it's impossible in this universe. I'm
I've
telling you.
literally done
What
it
is cow
before.
tipping? Tell me what that is.
You
So you
tell
know
them
the
about cow
cows sleep standing up, right? And you sneak up on them and push them joints over. Cow tipping. It ain't tip drilling. It's cow tipping.
That's cow tip.
Tip drilling is another whole issue.
I think I will be okay if I never tip
Okay,
a cow
yeah,
in my
me
life.
either.
But good to know. Y'all be out there doing that.
You
No,
already
he be
know.
out there doing that. We sneaking up
That
quietly.
also tracks.
Cow.
Ryan, no, that tracks. Okay.
But
okay.
you know how it go down there in Athens. One thing lead to another, and then next thing you doing some crazy stuff you never even thought you'd do,
Yeah.
just because you're influenced by everybody else that's around you.
Literally.
Bobcats do Bobcat things, and we do winning.
But we have a blast. We win. We graduate. We
Okay.
change the world. You know, it's bigger.
Change the
one
world.
step at a time.
All right. Changing the world. Let's get to those changing the world stories.
Speaking of changing the world, Imani is a woman of different talents and many skills. So, for one, what is your employment at this time? What is your career? Let's say that.
For sure. So currently, I am the director of public affairs at Tav Stettinius and Hollister law firm. We are a Midwestern law firm, but we've had recently 2 expansions, one in Denver, Colorado, and actually going a little bit further south in Florida. But outside of that, we have offices in Chicago, Detroit, DC for our public policy headquarters. And so we're a growing firm, and it's some really good news. Outside of that, I also let people know I'm at a law firm, but I am not a lawyer.
I had all the legal questions.
So no legal questions,
No.
please, none of that. I don't know. I can refer you to a great lawyer, though. But in my capacity, we basically represent various corporations, small, medium-sized businesses, nonprofits, municipalities, on all non-legal representation. So something as small as kind of connecting them, an organization to meet with their congresswoman or their city council person to better understand grant opportunities to grow their business, or actually helping them kind of apply for grants or find where the money is. We kind of do all of that. Some strategic planning. How can we grow? How can we, expand, things of that nature. But yeah, non-legal, but again, still kind of keeping my government relations hat on in this role for sure.
Oh, your government relations hat. How did you put that hat on with the government relations?
Such a great shit. No, I'm just kidding. But so after I graduated from Ohio University, studied political science, minor in African American studies. I was fortunate to get an opportunity to intern for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, which is a nonprofit that helps it's a really great pipeline for African Americans just to find internship opportunities on Capitol Hill, just to add to diversity of offices in those various regions. Obviously, members of Congress come from all over the place, and so really getting those people of color, students of color in those offices are incredible opportunities. So from that, I went to Capitol Hill, and I began working there. And after that, transitioned to the Department of Housing and Urban Development at HUD as a political appointee with the Biden-Harris administration. So got some Capitol Hill experience, got some agency admin experience, and then the opportunity came for me to move back home to Cleveland. And so unsure of what I was going to do next, but I know I got less than a year left in this role. Again, God is good. My boss was like, I'm going back home. Will you come with me? And so that's how I landed that tab. But yes.
Oh, okay. So in your time on Capitol Hill, were you under a person, or what did you do on Capitol Hill?
Yep. So I worked in 2 member offices, but the office I spent the most time with was then Congresswoman Marsha Fudge. For me, that was really impactful because I made the move to D.C., but big city. I'm from Warrensville Heights, so it was a lot of things.
What did she just
Yes, I love my WHHS.
Yeah, you can't hide that Warrensville.
No.
Right, there you go.
A proud tiger over here. I'm like a 3rd generation tiger.
Oh my God.
Tigers eat them
Aunts,
Bearcats.
cousins, like all went through Warrensville.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna sneak it in with the Marsha Fudge angle, her being the former mayor of Warrensville.
Right.
But
No.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Listen, but the real is so funny that way. I met her when my mom was a city council person in Warrensville Heights. Secretary Fudge was the mayor. And so it was real cool just to be in DC, but still working for home. And so I was her executive assistant, office manager. So just really getting to know how things run, how they operate on the Hill, just understanding how to work with the principal and making sure like her things are in order. Was crazy. I remember like waking up like, did I get her flight? Did I check her in? What's going on? But it really kept me on my P's and Q's.
For real.
So it was cool. But that's really how I started where I started in her office, and it was a really great experience.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What was your first eye-opening moment on Capitol Hill?
First eye-opening moment on the Hill. I think just really just the awe of it all. Like you see Capitol Hill, but like just knowing it's so accessible was just so crazy to me. I don't take for granted just being a young Black, like 22-year-old, just really in a lot of rooms, hearing a lot of different conversations, but just like to see the spaces in real life. It's like, this is real. It's not like some like TV show. It's not whatever, but like I'm also here. So I think just the legacy of the different rooms, the caucuses, because it is very like overwhelming and old still.
Yeah,
like a lot of these
yeah.
rooms like look the same. Like, but
Right.
it's just like we're still getting busy, still doing work, still passing legislation. So it was cool. I think just the awe of it all was really like that first like wow.
Okay. That was a nice PG answer. All right.
Right, yeah, that's
First of
all
all,
I know.
we gonna keep it real, not PG, but I mean,
Right.
that's just me.
We watch Scandal. Is
gotta
it like
take us-
Scandal? We watch Scandal.
Yeah.
Right,
Take
we're
us behind the scenes. Take us there.
Come on.
What's the
I mean,
craziest
things
thing?
happen, but it is a crazy place. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to it later, but I was telling Brian earlier, the insurrection day was probably the craziest moment, right? Like, and I will never forget the day. Like, I mean, you can't forget a day like that.
Yeah.
January 6, 2021. President Trump refused to acknowledge that he lost. But even that morning was
Still didn't
so
lose.
crazy.
Still didn't
and
lose.
he's still no. And it's like, you're insane. Like, check the votes. But anyway, driving in that morning, I was even in the office earlier than normal. My boss rarely speaks on the floor, but she spoke on the floor that morning. I was driving her at the time. And so I'm going to go pick her up. She lives like real close to the Hill. And no joke, like 2 big cargo, like Greyhound buses, 2 blocks away from the Hill. And it's just people getting off with Trump signs. So I'm
Right.
looking like,
Right.
That don't look
normal.
right.
Like, yeah, this
Right.
is not a
Yeah.
normal morning,
Right,
but like
right.
we didn't see the tweet. We're not really putting 2 and 2 together. I pick her up, and we all looking like, what's going on? But again, business as usual. But literally, maybe 2 hours later, you see Capitol Police in the hall. They're not normally like in the halls, radios, all that. Walkie-talkies going off. And then fast forward, as the office manager, all updates from Capitol Police are also coming to me. And so people are now looking at me like, well, do you have the protocol book? Like, what are you supposed to do? And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on yet. So right now we have the TVs on and we're getting more information. Like, no, ma'am, the crowd is building. We need to they're telling us to like not leave our offices right now.
Oh, wow.
Like, so it got real crazy just to see the scramble, because it really was a scramble. Like, officers not knowing what to do, members of Congress got to vote. Like, do we vote? Do we isolate? Like, it was a lot. It was a lot.
And see, I got a couple things because I watched
sure,
from the
please.
outside, right? They had T-shirts printed, so they knew.
Absolutely.
So how the hell they didn't? How didn't know? Why didn't people take it serious? Why didn't the inside take it serious? Because they printed T-shirts.
Yeah.
They showed up, and I watched from way down the street when they started marching.
Yeah.
And they were going, and that momentum built. Next thing you know, boom, everybody's just attacking, climbing walls. We saw what happened. But I was most disappointed. Like, I mean, not by Trump's actions, because Trump, he'll switch it up. He'll become what he needs to become to influence the people to do some things. And I think that's dangerous power, because if you get people to do that, jeopardize their lives, then you got some NLP going on, some neurolinguistic programming going on. And these wasn't just the idiots that people always want to say, oh, they just hillbillies too. No, these were professional people that did it. But I was most disappointed because after it was all over and people hid under desk, they still voted in favor that day. Like, it was some vote that was going on. I forget the exact thing, but I was disappointed by the outcome.
Yeah. I mean, I think they still confirmed just the election,
Yeah.
which confirmed that he lost, right?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't anything in favor of him. But I think to your point, why not take these threats more seriously?
Right.
Even if you didn't know,
Right.
Again, we passed multiple buses. You see folks lining up. You see folks now kind of and again, it's the Hill, so it's open. Anybody at any time can just walk up to it's the people's house, right? So it's not really closed off. Like,
That's still crazy
but
to me,
it's
though.
still crazy.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
crazy.
think the moment you see that there is a mob forming, like,
Right.
there is just a little more accountability that, a lot of people would have loved to have seen from Capitol Police to like take that threat more seriously, from the mayor and the local, Washington, D.C. police. Like, where are y'all at? The National Guard. Like, we have resources. Like, why are we not mobilizing this a little bit sooner?
Now I got one more question too, because
Yeah.
we know, I'm gonna go there. Had it been some brothers,
It-
we'd have been laid down on the lawn.
Immediately, no question.
We would have got on the step.
Immediately.
So why did they spare them? I mean, what was the
Yeah.
inside like? Was anybody
Yeah.
suggesting like, let's cut them down?
Yeah. So I'm not going to say those conversations weren't happening. Again, we were literally locked down in our offices. But I think for this country, it was just a real reality check. Like, y'all are experiencing things that we don't even have to even question or second guess. Like, we're not even going to try to mobilize like that because we know our lives are literally threatened.
Right.
So when you look at just the privilege that group tends to operate in, that privilege allows you that true fearlessness, right? Because like, I don't fear my life. I'm just exercising my free speech.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So, it's
Okay.
a lot. Yeah.
All right.
So,
that's that public relation.
The
privilege.
crazy thing to me that you said, when everything was going down, they asked you, did you have the protocol book? So in that moment in time, did they really expect you to have a book and to read to them what they were supposed to do? And why wouldn't that be just like whatever comes to mind for safety immediately, and not turning to chapter 61, section 21 AC, say we need to get locked down or whatever? That's crazy to me that high up in the government that they are relying on a book in that point in time. That's insane.
Protocol.
Is there anything that reference it? And I'm like, no. And I was the person, again, I want to be successful. So I even knew where the book was at. But something like that was like not even referenced or mentioned.
Yeah.
And to your point, how current is it even? Like, how are you operating on these things?
When was that book written?
When was it
And
written?
what was going on for them to write that book?
1952.
For real.
Yeah, guarantee that's not what's going on right now. So
Right.
we can't even apply that stuff. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's-
scary too. Because
yeah.
you see the TV shows, and TV shows suggest it, and they be like, "Well, what's the protocol if all of them are taken out at the same time?"
Yep.
Yeah, and so it's like y'all got to go find a book instead of reviewing the protocol or having the protocol somewhere or somebody, an expert,
Yep.
to say, okay, I know the protocol
Yeah.
front and back.
Or
Yeah.
just like a crisis expert.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's executive decision right now. 'Cause
Yeah, right
we are
now.
in crisis.
And
Exactly.
believe what your eyes are telling you.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
You don't need to read chapter 31 to see what your
Yeah.
eyes are telling
Right.
you.
Yep.
So you have to see what's going on and apply it immediately,
Yeah.
or it's going to get out of hand like it just did.
Yeah. And
That's-
kudos to the officer, though. He thought quick. Because
For
that's what we
sure.
do. He thought quick.
I'm gonna
It's
say
like,
you saw a few.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy that led him down the other way, you know. Did you
I'm
know
missing
him?
his name. No,
Yeah, what's-
I did not.
oh.
I did not. But it's just so crazy. Officers like him and a few others, and I'm not sure if he won or not, but one of those officers as well ran for like local office in his hometown. I think it was like Maryland. But there were a lot of great men and women embedded in the force.
Nice.
And I think had it not been for those few folks who were still there, you know, who would have really known how the inside would have been affected,
Yo,
you know,
it
how
got
we would have
ugly.
been, it would have been
It
bad.
got
Like,
ugly.
because if few of them were already inside, I'm going to go see my member of Congress. Okay, you can come inside. You're an American citizen. Boom, boom, boom.
And
but
that
yeah.
still is crazy to me, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
no.
hold
That
these-
was crazy.
Because, I mean, I understand the idea of having easy access to that stuff, but
Yeah.
just the way people think about the government. Like,
Well, I
people
mean-
aren't normal mentally. So
Yeah.
you can't just have that access like that
See
for
that?
you to go see your council person or your congressperson like that because they hold them at such a high standard and they make so many decisions that affect
Yeah.
so many different people's lives. You wouldn't think that you can just, oh yeah, I'm about to go Tuesday at 8 and go see her.
Yeah.
You
That's
wouldn't
the
think
thing,
that that's
though.
possible.
See, they thinking in terms, and this is where you prepared for 1, 2, 10, but this was an angry mob. And
That's
I
what I'm
think,
saying.
like, way my brain worked, like, it's so much of that every day that scares me because the strength is in numbers, right?
Yeah.
So if you mobilize and take over, I mean, think about it when we was at the parade.
Oh,
And they ain't have enough. All the police force was there, but it was
Wasn't
not
enough.
enough.
wasn't enough.
We had to stand tough on the block
Yeah,
because
for
we was
real.
about to get trampled.
No, for real. It was crazy.
Yeah, we like
So
yeah,
that's what is so insane to me.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
should, and the people that they're going to see, 9 times out of 10, your congressperson is over the age of 60.
mm-hmm,
They can't defend themselves.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have security and like whatever in the hallways and such, but if they make it past that point, that congressperson is not going to be
Yeah.
able to defend themselves
Yeah.
for John Junkin that came from West Virginia and he's
Yeah.
32 years old and he has an anger about some bill that you passed or whatever
Mm-hmm.
with mental health, like he can't get his medication anymore because you denied such and such. That's crazy.
And what's the size of the Capitol Police? Like
That's
the
what I'm
force,
saying.
like
Yeah.
right?
It can't be a lot of people.
I mean, people
in
was at
comparison
work.
to when you see exactly
Yeah.
people call off. You got regular
Right.
Like, I didn't know I needed to be at work today.
It's like, oh, for real? Wait, huh?
No, wait, yeah, what's going on? Like, yeah, it's interesting, and to that point,
Yeah.
you know, the old members, you got young interns in the front, so
Yeah.
just close
Yeah.
the doors, lock the doors, like, and
That's
don't
what
open
it
them for
was,
nobody.
though.
Yeah,
One more thing, the disappointment. So
yeah,
it didn't go in favor of. I correct myself. I was disappointed that people still voted for him in that sense after hiding under their desk in fear.
Yeah.
The vote was pretty close.
You just heard what he said?
Huh?
He's surprised people voted for him.
No, I mean it just go to show the power.
Oh, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like people always be like, "Oh, Trump's an idiot. Trump's an idiot." No, he's not an idiot.
actually brilliant.
He's
Yeah.
brilliant. Him, his family,
Heavily
and you better be
calculated.
scared of Barron, because Barron is smart and scary. He is scary. But we'll
and
come back
seeing
another time.
everything
Yes,
that
and
his dad
seeing
and their
everything,
family is doing.
and the
he's
power of
taking up.
suggestion.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
because y'all literally was hiding under your desk. Mike Pence, they came to hang Mike Pence. He didn't call him off. And then for the Republican national, the debates, right? The primaries. After all of that, everybody said, first of all, they all came out dressed as Trump. Visual, right? Everybody talked trash. And at the end, he was like, well, if Trump gets the nod, who is in his corner? Everybody, including Pence, except Christie, was like, yay.
Yeah.
That's power.
Yeah, and I think the power of fear is what we're
Yeah,
like, sleeping on, and I
Absolutely.
think I don't think he's dumb by any
Mhm.
means necessary,
Yeah.
and I think he is. If it's not him who is truly advising him, is very much
Mhm.
well studied. And I think at the end of the day, regardless of race, socioeconomic status, class, whatever, like there are some things that will always translate, and I think fear stands amongst that. And I think he has realized that.
Yeah. Is it more fear or greed?
I think both, but I think really more so fear.
Really?
I think the fear that you will lose your, economic status as well. I think there definitely can be connected, especially for those higher up. But I think it's fear in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think he beat them at their own game because, the politicians, they don't really have to do what they say. But he's just like, like Kasich said, you can't roll in the mud with a pig. He's just like, look, I can lie. I can say like that wasn't me. I'm on TV. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Right.
I told Sharon that wasn't me. I didn't say that. I was in.
All right. So you said you were a political science major. All right. So, and you got this opportunity. How did that opportunity shape your view when it comes to politics?
I would say, and I think we were talking about this earlier, don't discount your relationships. Relationship will put you in rooms that accolades, money sometimes will not. And so I think for me, just realizing, your application gets kind of bumped if you have an actual recommendation from a member of Congress, or if you're already working for or living in the district where there's a Congressional Black Caucus member who writes your letters of references, things of that nature. And then once you get in the Hill, on the Hill, it's straight hustle bustle. You're trying to make sure people know who you are and that, you can make that phone call. So I think I really better understood just kind of how far those relationships can take you. Even for me, not knowing where to work and having that coverage, someone looking out for me, hey, I know your talent, I know your skills, I know this is moving back, over 300 miles, but I would like you to come with me for that. And so just learning relationships, learning how to navigate relationships is definitely one of the biggest things I took from that opportunity.
Would you ever consider going back?
I don't.
That's tough.
I don't know. I don't know, only because I think of the culture of the Hill and the culture of DC too. I appreciate Midwestern culture, and I didn't realize that until I came back. East Coast, we on the train, we hustle bustle, we looking straight, tunnel vision. Here, people are like, "Hey, what's up? How are you?" In DC, don't nobody know how to hold conversation, how to talk. It's just, what do you do? Who do you work for? And it's dang, do you have a personality or a life outside of work?
Hey, but Cleveland don't have no go-go music.
They don't have
need
go-go
my
music.
go-go.
Hey, shout out to the go-go music.
Go-go
it is
life,
a vibe. But
it
even
is.
you gotta go, and that's what I started learning. I gotta go to DC.
Yeah.
I gotta go to PG County. I kind of gotta go to some places where that history and that culture is still there. Because a lot of the parts is just people standing on the walls, or it's just this techno disco. But if you go to the spots, you'll have a blast. And so even my short 5 years being there, one of my favorite spots, it was called Marvin's, named after Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is from DC. Multiple floors, live music, go-go, jazz, whatever. Gentrified, taken right outside of Howard's campus and closed down. Obviously, a lot of places didn't make it through the pandemic. Everyone kind of went through that. But I think just the culture shift was not going in the direction that I would want to raise my family, and just kind of where I would want to continue cultivating those relationships. So is there power there? Is there great networks there, an opportunity to do great things? Absolutely. But I am trying to just think a little bit more bigger picture, want to settle down, have a family, all that. And I don't see myself doing that in DC. So,
Hey.
Go-go music make you crazy. That's why go-go music make you crazy.
No, it don't make you crazy.
Bongos,
Pots and pans music. No.
Pots and pans, clank-a-lang-a-lang.
vibe.
Don't
Stop
killing my
it.
go-go, yo.
It's a good vibe. If you know, you know. Stop it.
Hey.
Contain
I'm
yourself,
back.
E. Don't jump on the table, start go-go dancing. I'm just
chilling.
saying.
I'm
Contain
chilling for
yourself.
now. I'm not going to take too much more slander to the go-go. But so the question I have for you, did you take that trip to D.C. in 8th grade?
I did.
So at that moment in time, did anything flash back in your mind like, wow, I was here in 8th grade and I can't freaking believe that this is my job right now?
Yeah.
Did that ever occur?
Absolutely. As I said, it was the moment. It was just the awe of it all. God is so funny. I took the 8th grade trip, and not only was I there, but one of my best friends, we went to school together at the time. And even when I moved to DC, I'm like, hey, I just started my internship. She went to Howard. I'm like, I just got housing. I'm gonna see my location. And she's like, are you being for real? And I'm like, yeah, why? Literally, no joke. I walked outside, and where she was renting was right there.
Oh,
We didn't
that's
talk
perfect.
about it. We didn't
Wow.
do any of that. So
That
not
sound
only
like a
did that
stalker.
8th grade trip stop, not only did that 8th grade trip come back to my mind, but I already kind of had that embedded kind of community protection, like reminder of home right there. And then on the other side was literally like Capitol Hill. And so we looked at photos, like we were sitting on
From
the
back
steps,
then?
like from 8th grade,
Yeah,
like
that's
and we're just
wild.
like, look at us now, like in here.
That's
really
full
doing
circle
it.
for
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, do Warrensville still offer that?
No, so I was not at Warrensville at the time when I did
Oh,
that. And I
okay.
want Warrensville to do more in terms of like exposing the scholars to that. And shout out just to Superintendent Jolly and the new kind of culture
Jolly.
that is,
Jolly.
yeah, in
Oh.
Warrensville.
You can't
'Cause
boo
you
Jolly.
cannot boo Jolly.
Jolly's
Stop.
awesome
Oh
guy.
my goodness, he's
I got
amazing.
a
He's
different
amazing.
side of it.
Oh, you
man.
got
he,
beef?
Yeah, he closed the church. He closed the church at Westwood. Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're growing, we're expanding. And
Right.
I think the church is okay,
Well,
they settled somewhere.
no,
It's deep.
it's deep. So
Okay, well, what
I
I
know-
do want to.
I know where you going.
he
You
shut
know where I'm
down.
going.
Yeah, I know where you going. I have no problem with Jolly. Jolly's a great
Yeah.
guy. I like his decisions.
Yeah, okay.
So,
well, we'll
man,
leave it at that.
yeah.
We'll
And
leave
I
it at
think
that.
to have
That
the
was my peoples.
students in mind, the scholars in mind, I
Yeah.
mean, they need that,
Yeah.
especially in a time where reading levels are dropping and students
Mm-hmm.
are just disinvested in all the things. You need a leader who's going to be able to like see this kid from where they are, understand those circumstances, and still say you are worthy. Still
Mm-hmm.
say I'm going to do whatever I can to bring this opportunity here. To not sleep on, whatever
Okay.
people might associate Warrensville with, like there is real talent and opportunity here. So.
Sound like that's your new job,
Stop
superintendent.
it. No,
Come
I
on,
don't
superintendent.
want to get
Imani.
there. Y'all doing a great
Hey.
job. I ain't
These
trying
folks,
to.
man.
You
These
just filled
folks
out
stealing all
application.
the
So, no,
money.
Didn't even know.
Exactly. Sound like you won't steal the money. Brand sellers stealing the money.
Oh,
No,
My fault.
hey, you gotta go. He's gotta go.
Folks
He's
stealing
gotta
the money.
go. He's gotta go.
hey,
'Cause I can't even explain.
hey. I love it. Okay, it's too late. It's done now. Yeah, it's out the bag. But my thing is, I think it helped Warrensville for them going open enrollment.
Yep.
I think that really helped bring more eyes to the district.
Yep.
And what you was just talking about with him closing the church, I think it was kind of a must for the growth
Well, it's
of the
survival.
district and the city. Yeah,
Yeah.
survival.
Yep.
Yeah.
Malcolm X, by any means necessary.
Yeah.
So you gonna piss people off in order
Yeah.
to get to where you want to go. So
Yeah.
if that's one
Because
thing I
it's
gotta
failing.
do,
I mean, these school
Yeah.
districts are failing.
They
So
are.
what the
Absolutely.
state did is they said, if you live in a failing district, you can now go to any place for free.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Private schools, whatever, for free. So what happened is, and it's funny because Warrensville start buying up a lot of these
Properties.
churches and properties
Mhm.
because they were threatened with charter schools. They can become charter schools, which take away students.
Right.
Just like Bedford, a lot of kids leaving,
Yeah.
but they're only leaving because the education quality is going down. So
That, and I think it's just so much, and I hope a lot of parents is listening to this.
yes,
You really shouldn't base your decision off of certain things that you get athletically. Don't get me wrong. Y'all know where I stand with athletics. Y'all know I'm athletic to the core, athlete to the death. But you teaching your kid that going from district to district. I know so many kids and parents that their kids have been in a different school and they're a junior in high school and they're on their third school. So now you planting that seed, like we was talking about last week with Rick about the redos and how you take stuff from what you were taught back in the day when you were younger. So you just teaching your kid to run from stuff.
that's it.
And I think you just need to find a home and stay there, stick it out. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but you got to figure it out and stay there. Going from district to district to district, that's actually not helping the districts.
Nah.
Because there's so many other people that go in and out and in and out, and the numbers keep going up and down. And then now you
Yeah.
got to think about the tax dollars going up and down, and now you don't have enough money to operate the school district. So I think they should really think about what they're doing by taking their kids in and out, trying to find the right athletic situation. And being honest, a lot of y'all ain't gonna make it anyway.
Yeah,
It's
hey,
1% of the 1%, and you might be 12%.
you know who else is open enrollment now?
Who?
Kinston.
See what I
It's
mean?
crazy. Kinston out in Bainbridge. Where
okay.
Urban Sharon went. You know, Urban Sharon, what's up?
Herbs.
Yeah, that was real good. And even what it does to the students too. Like now I gotta meet new friends, get a new culture, but
But the sad thing, I don't even think these kids think about that aspect of it. They just so focused on what they're about to get out of it because that's why they're there.
Yeah.
They didn't come there to be like,
Yeah.
hey, you my
scary.
boy, you in this school. They just trying to see if they're going to play, how much they're going to play, and what they're going to get out of
Yeah.
it, and what AAU team I'm better.
It's scary. But luckily, new superintendent Imani is gonna make a difference.
You're hired.
not too much. I got the job. No, yeah, they're doing a great job. I think even just the new school, the new building, just giving honor to just different local legends. Is incredible. And even, I know we said athletics is not the point, but even realizing that that's a decision that parents and students take into consideration. I think we're like state champs, like at least 2-3 years in a row, our boys basketball team, our girls, 5
really don't
years
care
in a row.
about that,
Like,
but
I'm just letting you know, it's holistic.
Yeah.
And I think we get that. And Warrensville is doing that. Shout out to Warrensville. I love my WH.
There you go.
shout out to Meech, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it
Meech
is.
is
The
the
coach.
guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got no beef with Meech. He was
Doing
down
it.
here in Coach's studio, recorded
Yeah.
episode. Shout out to Meech. But I'm Bearcat till I die. So y'all can talk all that Tiger stuff all y'all
Bearcat.
want.
Tigers eat
I don't have any
Bearcats.
hate,
Tigers eat, man.
We eat Bearcats. We don't even know what a Bearcat is. He don't even know what he is. He's just,
but y'all
he
like
ain't-
D5 down. Like,
D5.
yeah, like, yeah, you're D3. You came from D1.
You
D2,
still defending
D3.
Bedford?
Bedford done dropped too now. Those
Hey, where you at?
But y'all did it first. So point it out. That's
You abandoned them, E.
all I got.
You abandoned them.
Yes, I absolutely did. I left.
He like,
I left
peace.
Bedford. Yeah, I'm out of here. 10 years is enough. No growth. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do
Ain't
what you
mad
gotta
at
do. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
All right, so talk to me. Look, y'all looking at me.
We all looking
like,
at
hey, man. I ain't like that.
That was a smooth transition. We like,
We ready?
take us somewhere, bus driver.
Because we was about to go Grand Canyon. Cliff, out of
No,
here.
y'all could have kept
I-
talking
no,
about
no.
that for a minute.
I wasn't expecting that feeling right there. I wasn't expecting that.
We call that on the spot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So you are in politics now, or some version of it.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm in the private sector now.
Did
Okay.
you say adjacent?
Jace.
One of my
Adjacent.
favorite words.
Now I want to take it that you are a Democrat.
I am.
Okay.
Registered Democrat.
Okay.
Blue
so
shouted.
there is some struggling going on right now, especially after this last election, landslide. Some changes need to be made. You've got to see it firsthand. Where some errors was made. What are some things that you see that the Democratic Party need to correct,
Yeah.
so we can hopefully, when these 4 years pass, there can be a change once again.
Absolutely. Two things I would say: messaging and secession. I think we do a really bad job secession planning. I think people get in these seats and they like die in these seats, and then there
Sure.
now is a scramble like for who's gonna take over.
Who gonna take over for Charlie?
No, seriously. And instead of having someone primed up or a few someone's primed up, meeting with you, and not that you want them to be exactly like you, but they get a lay of the land. They know how to operate. They know respect. They know all the things to actually succeed. They're now coming in trying to blow stuff up because there was no relationship, there was no mentoring, and all of that. And so I think that's a really big kind of downfall for a lot of elected officials, elected Democrats. And then also the messaging piece. We do not talk to Americans well. We don't talk to people well.
No.
I was gonna say something
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
that.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. Finish your point. I ain't gonna forget this.
I read this study a few years ago, and of the Republican Party, those who are working for them, whether it's elected official or in like a local office, over 50%, maybe like closer to 70%, graduated from a public institution, University of Texas, OU, something like a public university, versus the Democratic Party, a lot of them have like Ivy League degrees. And so we have become a party that's like too smart to know like what's like normal people
man.
like need and how we operate. And I thought that was really interesting just to read that like So yeah, I'm gonna stop there and
You
call
sure
me
you're a
Miss PR.
Democrat? I don't know.
Basically, it's just
sound
we
real
want to
red.
talk to people, and it's just it affects us. We think we're more
It
progressive
does.
than we are, and we're not. And so you
Yeah.
lead with these taboo topics that you think everyone loves and are gonna like navigate to, but it's like I'm not even that progressive. I don't even get down like you know what I mean. So
But
yeah.
my thing is, the Republicans talk to the Republicans how they think and how they do stuff,
Yeah.
and everybody agrees with it because everybody is on that same wavelength.
Yeah.
Democrats, the leaders, try to mimic those same principles, and it doesn't translate to the Democrats. So I think that's where Democrats lose it and be like, well, I can't trust this dude. I don't identify with nothing he's talking about. But on the other side, you got somebody that's talking their language and they identify with that. So they are full steam ahead with those ideas and theories and policies. But on the Democratic side, it's kind of like you faking it to make it when
Literally.
you're actually not going to make it because
Man.
you're faking it.
We see
Bravo.
That's the problem with it.
Bravo.
Like it's X's and O's. It's like so elementary, but people try to, like you said,
Overcomplicate
overthink
it,
stuff.
yep.
Kevin Stefanski with it, and just don't just be
That is-
personable and read the room.
Yeah.
Literally read the room.
Literally.
Bravo to the both of y'all, because that was it 100%.
Yeah.
And now it makes sense because when I look at Trump versus Harris, Trump, he speaks to the people. I mean, whether you like it or not, Trump, people,
Upper class,
the
middle
black
class,
folks
lower
used to love him.
class.
Right. Trump, they had the rappers, and
Yep.
he was on wrestling, and you
Yeah.
wanted to be like Trump. He spoke to the people.
Yeah.
Not just, and he told you, I'm gonna run Republican because I'm gonna go for the other folks, but he also continued to speak to the people. And how you broke it down makes perfect sense. The Republicans follow suit. It's like they can relate more. When I saw, and it's me, don't throw tomatoes, but when I saw Harris try to do it, it wasn't relatable. It
At
wasn't
all.
real. It wasn't real.
And you would expect it to be real, especially being a black man coming from a black woman.
And it
So
became
you-
insultful. It
So-
insulted me.
So I'm gonna put a pin in that. What to you? Because that also kind of irritates me. Because
Good.
what
I'm
to
with
you
you.
wasn't real about it.
Because, like,
It was a black woman saying it. That's
No,
why.
no.
That's
Oh,
what-
yeah, and that's
what-
bullshit.
but yeah.
But
That's
unfortunately,
bullshit.
unfortunately,
No,
that's what it was.
there's a
no.
lot of sexism that we just don't talk about.
But
There's a lot
it
of men.
wasn't.
There's a lot of men who were not ready to listen or be led by a woman president. So I think
I don't think I
But
feel
when she
that
that.
tried to
wasn't
be more
it.
authentic, I mean, I
I see
think
what you're
Hillary
saying.
got it. I think
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I
Vice
think
President
they
Harris
lost a
got
lot
it.
of the Mexican votes that way. Because a lot of Mexicans, I'm sorry, but a lot of y'all racist. They hate blacks and they hate black women. A lot of Mexicans do. The black men was upset, some of us, because it wasn't about listening to a black woman. Because the thing is, y'all black women, sometimes we don't want to hear it, but we need to hear it. And we appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's like, get yourself together. We appreciate it. But if
See,
I
I love
come,
y'all mama, but y'all don't appreciate when the black woman is just
Yeah, we
like,
do.
Go ahead, go ahead.
But if I came in here, if I walked down these steps, pants sagging, got a bandana tied around my head,
Tupac.
what up, homies?
What's up,
Y'all
Tug?
gonna look at me. They gonna look at me like, what the hell wrong with you? Like, that's not you. That's not you. What's wrong with you? So my problem with her, of course, what she did over in Cali, she locked brothers up for weed, as she should. But then you joke about smoking weed, listening to Doggy Style in college when that wasn't even a time frame. You joke about certain things, and then you go out and you get Megan Thee Stallion. Hold on, let me just get. I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you the floor.
I was looking
Then
right
you
this out,
get-
like, come back to you. But
I'm like, you talking
Megan
about
Thee
a lying
Stallion.
politician, and you want to use that to nitpick? And when you got that on the
Hold
other
on.
side, and that's what you choose?
Hold
oh
on,
my
brother.
God.
It's about
Oh,
it's
man.
about what it is. It's talking to the people. And then Barack didn't make it no better. And Barack, my dude. But he was like, oh, y'all just doing it because y'all don't want to hear from a black woman. That's not true. And another thing, I'm sorry, but we didn't choose her. 2019. I watched all them guys, all 40 of the primary, all the people. It was people that was better. We didn't choose her. I didn't choose her. So when they say a threat to democracy, the money came in and said, yo, Biden too old. The money said, I'm not putting another dollar in till y'all get somebody else. And instead of holding some kind of something, I know it was last minute, but some kind of election so we can choose somebody, y'all pushed that in front of us and said, here, this is it. And Barack, in desperation, because it took a long time for him to even endorse her. But in desperation, he tried to do that Coach E and tap the male ego and say, oh, it's just because she a woman. And it wasn't the case.
No.
Were you about to hop in, Sam?
Yeah, man.
ahead.
First, you brought up Megan Thee Stallion. And you was just talking about rappers from Trump's side, and he can speak to it.
Because he been
It's the
doing
same
that.
thing.
He
It's
been
the
doing that.
It's the same
No,
thing.
he been
Don't
doing
tell
that.
me it's cool now, and then when she
He
do
been
it,
doing
it's
that
bad all
though.
of a
That's the
sudden.
difference. He
That's
been
one.
doing it. She ain't been doing it. What rappers was she doing?
She was the vice president. It wasn't her time, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
no, the platform wasn't there for her too. Like she
And
was the
how
vice
she-
president. Like, but
Oh, and how she got it? And how she got that too? I couldn't. And,
how she became the vice president?
and Biden was my dude,
Oh my.
but Biden like, I'm gonna pick a woman of color. I'm gonna pick a woman and a woman of color. Just pick her.
Amnesia.
Don't make it seem like it's a diversity hire. Pick her because she qualified. And I'm sure y'all think it was some other people that was qualified, more qualified to be the VP, or that y'all like, or was that y'all choice? In 2019, was that y'all choice?
To be the vice president?
Now, I mean, to be, first of all, with the presidential primaries,
That was Elizabeth Warren. So
right? Elizabeth Warren, you
she
like,
was in there too.
right? Pete Buttigieg, all them. But you just, right, booty cake. So you just said, yo, I'm not even going to deal with anybody. I'm just going to say this woman and woman of color. Me personally, I don't like them hires. I don't want you to hire me
Yeah.
because I'm black.
So I don't. Again,
DEI?
messaging. I
Yeah.
think we have a messaging problem. I don't think, in my hardest of hearts, in no way that President Biden hired her because she was simply black or a DEI
But he
hire.
said it.
I think what he said and what he was trying to make clear, even under Obama, like that miss, and just really diversifying our Supreme Court picks, our judicial picks, like where you have literal authority to just say this is who's gonna get
Right,
the job. Full
exactly.
stop. He
Exactly.
did not, and so I think Joe
Guys
Biden,
didn't
a lot
see
of
that
people
already.
sleep.
Didn't
He did a
cook it
lot.
already.
Joe Biden appointed a lot of black women
did.
to the court.
We can smell all
More
their
than
hair.
any other president has. And I
Yes.
think it's not just because they were black, but that and there's a need.
Yes.
Like, and there's a lot of folks going before the court and
Agreed.
there's no representation. And so I think how the delivery was may have been, off-putting
I
to
go
some.
back to your point.
But
right.
at the end of the day, it was necessary, and I think
I
I
agree.
feel like he raising his hand. I see him.
Yeah.
Saying
He's
go,
seeing
go,
the
go.
guys,
So I
Zim.
wrote no. I gotta
Agreed.
come back to a few things you said. but
Agreed.
say, go ahead,
Agreed.
go ahead.
Finish what you gonna say.
I
And
agree
then-
with you.
And
Just
then I
do
think,
it.
But then fast forward, because you said something about respectability, that I think is something that we need to really be mindful of. That like we need to be delivered from respectability. I think sometimes if it looks good, sounds good, that's Vice President Harris, and now she's not authentic enough. Like, or now she's a little too put together. So it's just like, what do you really want? Going back to the weed conversation, if you look at the numbers, she really didn't lock up that large of a percentage
Okay.
of black
He's a
men out of
numbers guy,
the
too.
ordinary
I am a numbers guy.
than
Numbers guy.
any other AG did. She
Okay.
had plenty of other programs that actually aided with reentry and aided in making sure that people who were coming out actually had legitimate opportunity to actually be successful. And
Okay.
the amount of folks who were actually locked up for weed, which again, Republicans, they know the talking points, they know how to get us. And you
They
got,
do.
got,
Every
but
time.
like it
Right.
wasn't
Every time.
even
So
like
she was your pick
her
in
record
2019?
doesn't even speak to that. It didn't even speak to that. What did you say about 2019?
That was your pick in 2019?
She was my pick, but
Really?
obviously she did not get out of the race. But absolutely,
Yeah,
for me,
okay.
I think she comes tested. Not only are you a black woman, but
Okay.
your resume matches up. And I think you're going to be a person to like work hard, make the hard decisions, but legislate in fairness. California is already a more kind of progressive type of state. And so I think getting that in the White House would have been a very cool thing to see. Going back to the money thing, I agree. I was at a bar one time and someone was just like, you know what? Like, I wish I made the choice for her to be my
That's it.
candidate. And I get that. And I get a lot of people felt slighted by that. But we
Right.
were
That
also in
sounds
very
slighted, though.
unprecedented times of
Yeah.
like the nominee, not only the current sitting president, just having to drop out for, whatever his reasons were. But I think her having less than 100 days, like she raised over $1 billion.
She did.
With a B. Like,
Yeah.
so
wild.
money was coming in.
Yeah.
And so again, I just feel like
They
there was a
pay
lot
that.
of other stuff going against her that shouldn't have, because
Yeah.
the amount of capital she was able to raise, I just think people just weren't ready for a black woman president.
So you think Biden couldn't have ran?
I think
Would you have voted Biden?
No.
with the two being Trump or Biden, yes, I would have voted for President Biden.
So last question. So you think? So I know Zen answer. So you think Biden was not fit to run?
I never said that. I
Exactly.
think I wish he would have stuck it out.
Anybody's watched that doggone debate?
I
Yeah,
watched
he
it. Come on,
definitely like
I
it
watched
was
all
it was
Biden's
unfortunate.
speeches.
It was
I watched
definitely
his
unfortunate.
debate.
Yeah,
I watched the speech 3 months
And
to
you
State
watched
of the
that
Union.
debate,
Yeah.
and you didn't see that a dude
Yeah.
was capable of doing this for 4 more years?
The
Yeah.
State of the Union address.
Man,
Was that the same person?
Did that man
Yeah.
write? Was that something rehearsed?
But look,
We go back to that.
is the
Like,
president
man,
more
off the cuff
or rehearsed?
Off the cuff, you need him to be both.
You
And
need
I'm
him to be
tell-
both.
You need him to be both, and it
Yeah.
was clear that he wasn't able to do that. But
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
He
I gotta
was.
go back to your DEI
Okay,
thing.
okay, come on,
I gotta
come
go
on,
back
come
to
on.
your DEI
Right,
thing
come on
there.
back.
because you hearing that whole thing about when he said he wants to bring in a woman of color for vice president.
Right.
I see that as there's black people who's put sweat equity in this party and
Right.
has not seen anything from it. And he's saying, yes, I've seen you being overlooked time and time and time again. And you do have people that are qualified for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to acknowledge that. That's how I see it. You
Right.
see it from a whole different thing, from
Exactly.
a Republican thing. But no, I'm hearing something totally different.
Right.
And that's not like, I'm just giving you a carrot. You're not worthy of this. No, we worthy of it. We've been waiting for this opportunity. I'm here to show you. I'm going to give you
why
that
not just do
opportunity,
it?
so you should do it.
Why not just do it?
He
And then
did.
why not
Because
just
he
do
had
it?
to let people know, because
Why?
black people were becoming disgruntled
Yep.
as a party in this
Yep.
party and putting, like I said, sweat equity in and not seeing anything from
But
it.
how was black
Yeah.
people being disgruntled if you just said he hired more black people than any other administration? He
Once
was
he became
hiring the black
president.
people. Right, once he became
president. Well,
president.
you talked about him bringing on the vice president.
Right.
This is before
So all
he
I'm
got
saying,
in to do that.
just,
Yes,
all I'm saying
exactly.
is
Before
just
he got
do
in.
it. Just do it.
You
And have
gotta, but
somebody
you gotta
else
let
say,
people
we
know
gotta
what
know.
you're
You
doing.
gotta
You
communicate.
gotta
You
let
that
people know
vote.
what you're
Yeah.
doing.
We're
Yep.
gonna
You
give
gotta
you this vote
communicate that.
again.
But he
You're
had the
not
vote
gonna wait a
already.
minute. No, he did not.
He did not.
No,
He
he
did
did
not have the
not.
vote?
No, did you not understand what happened in
South Carolina-
Iowa? What happened in
Exactly.
New Hampshire?
South
It
Carolina
took
brought
South-
him back from the dead.
And who came in? A black
Exactly.
man
Jim
had to
Clyburn.
come in.
Exactly.
Jim Clyburn.
South Carolina.
What a
But he
boy.
wasn't talking that then.
No. Jim Clyburn. And once Jim Clyburn came in and did what he did, and everything turned around, he said, "Oh, I got to do something. I got to acknowledge what you've done for me."
But that
and turning
happened
this around.
first.
Because
That
we was-
happened first before he started talking that black woman stuff. It happened first. They brought him because
But
he
bruh,
wasn't even
but-
winning in the primaries.
Exactly.
And she
B.
was nowhere
And
on the
B,
ticket.
And B, once he gets out of there and he goes to
Exactly.
to the main ticket, he goes to the big
So
ticket.
just do it.
Folks got to know, if I vote for you again, why am I not going to see the same
But
thing?
they
that
did
keeps
it
happening
before
time
they
and time
even knew
again?
that. They did it before they knew it. They brought him back from the dead.
B.
He wasn't even winning.
B.
Groundhog's Day.
Yes, and I
He
ain't
wasn't winning.
I don't wanna talk over
South
each other. That's not
Carolina,
good.
okay, my fault.
But-
South Carolina voted him in before he said that, so he never had to say that to get the votes. So he did a politician thing and just do it, bro.
No.
That's just that. It don't work like
he
that. though.
needed to tell us something
don't.
to make us believe.
To believe.
Oh,
Yeah, if
to
it
come
worked,
out, because if we did not come out as close as this race was, there was not, Joe Biden would not won that race. He needed to say that because how tight the margins were. He needed that. He needed to say that.
disagree.
You not understanding that is
No,
mind blowing to
I
me,
disagree
man.
because they brought him back from the dead when he was losing in the Democratic, not the Republican versus Democrats. He was losing in the Democratic primaries before that. The black people came out for him, and after that, the party shut it down. Was like, look, all of y'all get behind Biden. We shutting this down because it was so diluted. It was 20 candidates. Just like it's not a candidate now. In my opinion, Harris is still the strongest candidate. So that's the thing. It was no candidate. It was diluted, and that was gonna take away votes. That's all I'm saying. Like he got it before he even said that. I can be personally, don't hire me because I'm black. Hire me because you see my value. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
I can't
problem.
stand that.
Too many times people come into these situations
Well,
and
I
they
don't want to
not
work for you
seeing you.
then. I don't want to work for you then. I take my
But
talents to South
guess
Beach,
what?
baby.
Guess what? He's saying, I see your talents.
Yeah.
I see your worth.
That's
I
all
want to
need
have you on my team.
Just say that. Don't say
But
black
that's
man.
what you hearing. But that's what you hearing.
Don't say
that's
black
what
man.
you hearing.
Don't
that's
say
what you
black
hearing.
man.
I'm hearing
That's what
something
he's
totally
saying.
different.
I know.
But I got Imani as a guest.
That's
so I
our
wanna-
difference
I wanna
of opinion. That's
wanna-
all.
wanna-
I love
this
it.
is so good because
Yes.
I think, this is so good because I think I agree with everything that you're saying. I can hear your perspective and understand where you're coming from, but I think the silent force that the Democratic Party going back has always been black women. Black women have always been the backbone of this party, but you don't see that reflected in leadership. And so I hear you in saying that don't say the black part, especially come out of this
Right.
like white man's mouth, like all the things. It just feels very gimmicky. But I do think for the black women who are going to vote for him, the black people who are going to come out for him, to say that, to mean that, and then to follow that up with action, you know, you can't underscore the value in that. So.
I'm going to say one last thing, and I speak my last piece, and then I hush. The time that I was like, ooh, who was that? Because I watched all the Democratic primaries.
Mhm.
The time that I was like, ooh, who is that black lady right there? When she called Joe Biden a racist. It happened. Oh, don't think I made it up, Zen. It happened. And then you jump
I
on the
was sitting at
ticket.
your house when it happened.
And then you jump on the ticket. You call a man a racist, and other people has called Joe Biden a racist. It's footage where he will go past the little black girl waiting to get a hug and hug the white girl next to him. It's stuff there. Could be, might not be. I'm not saying he is, he not. She said it. And that conviction made me believe it.
Yeah, I think, and we can move past this,
Yes.
but I feel like I have to respond to
Go
that.
ahead.
I think, don't take for granted that people can evolve and change. Once when she said that, I think, you know, you're trying to win. So you're going to say some things, not that it's incorrect, but you're going to say some things just to make sure it sticks. And I am the
Okay.
for winner. I would say we don't see those behind the door conversations, those calls, those dinners, those coffees where that accountability can actually kind of happen. So yeah, and I mean, again, if I walk up, if I see two kids, I'm gonna hug the black kid because I'm black. Like, and so I think some things just happen because of just by way of our just
Organic.
nature, organically.
It's
like,
organic.
I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, or I don't want to make like I'm hugging a black girl just because she black, not
Yeah.
whatever. So I don't think we have to look into. It's not that nuanced. But yeah,
And that's what I wanted to say too. A lot of black people feel the way you do.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
yeah.
We have to grow past that.
We have
Like,
to.
you only doing this because I'm black.
Yeah.
That gets you in so
can't stand
much
that.
trouble. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you. I'm
Right.
just saying our culture as a
Right.
whole, we
Yes.
go to that play every single time
Every time.
when it doesn't favor you.
Right.
It may not favor you because it's just not going to favor you. It's not personal. It's not racial. It's not nothing. It's just is what it is.
Right.
We have a hard time accepting is what it is.
Is what it is.
So we got to move past that. And I think when we move past that, that's when we will be able to accept and take the Kamala stuff, whatever she was going through with the black woman stuff that you don't agree with and that you
Yeah.
don't see and you can't identify with her. You just got to move past that stuff and think about other stuff past that moment. Because
Yeah.
it's bigger than just that moment with her talking in that time and moment. So I think,
Two Esquires right now.
you know what I'm saying?
Two Esquires, because y'all defend it and just danced around it. But I'm just say another last thing to Zia's point. I'm not saying that we don't have it the toughest. I'm not saying that we're not oppressed. I'm not saying that people don't try to keep their foot on our necks. I think they have to, because I think we chosen. I think we come in and we do a lot of things just naturally. We take over. They don't like that. I get that. I'm not saying that. Me personally, you can call it arrogant, cocky, whatever, but don't hire me because I'm black. Don't hire me because you need another brother. Don't let me in the group because you need another brother. I ain't saying that. Me personally, I'm not saying that shouldn't happen, to Zen's point.
Hold on. Before you finish that point, before you even finish that point,
Can't take it.
sometimes, just like the whole thing with Jackie Robinson,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to let me in and let me show what it is.
Yeah.
I got to come in and do my thing.
I
As a
feel you.
black.
So,
I feel you.
so yeah, if you bring me in just because I'm a DEI hire, I'm gonna show you what I'm
Yeah.
about and what worth I bring to the table. So sometimes those situations need to happen
Pop out
so
and
we can
show.
show that. But
I feel
go
you.
ahead and
I
finish
feel
it.
you.
That's good. That's good.
That's I feel you. Pop out and show them. But that's what they know, Zen. That's what they know. But guess what? If you miss out on it, then somebody else gonna pick up on it. Somebody gonna say, you know what? You passed up on him. Come on, ride over here. That's all I'm saying. So if it's
That's
another
not a
squad,
guarantee.
if it's another squad, hey, come on, let's roll. It's always
Okay.
another squad.
Okay.
All right. So I do want to follow up. So you said something earlier. You've worked in the public sector and the private sector. What are the two differences that you've noticed in working in both?
Yeah, I would say the public sector is definitely a lot more, in my experience, has been a lot more kind of collaborative in a sense. A lot of team projects, a lot of, consulting other different folks before we make a, decision. The private sector is a lot more siloed, particularly a law firm. It's dog eat dog everywhere, but law firm, it's like my clients, this rate, like it's real, it's real serious, real rigorous. And so, yeah, I do miss that like level of collaboration, and even just the scope of the focus being people. I think the focus, and I think that's a better way to succinctly put it, public is really people-centered focus. Yes, we have our flaws and how that's translated and other things, but people, and private is definitely a lot more profit. And so even at the expense of what this will do for people and their livelihood. So not that that's been my experience, but overall, what I've seen thus far, it's definitely been kind of profit over people. And I definitely just miss conversations where the first thing is how is this going to affect the people that we serve versus this is the client that I'm working for. I'm like the bottom, the bottom dollar.
Okay, I'm done, Coach.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good.
I'm about to float on the track like a Segway. Zen, your hat is the Cavs hat, right?
Yeah.
Cavs played last night.
Yes,
Did you
they
get a Cavs text
No,
last night?
I did not.
You didn't.
Now
You just want the energy to be the same all the way around the horn, right?
You
That's
knew the
what I did.
circumstances, Z.
I'm
You
just
knew the
saying-
circumstances.
I did know the circumstances.
Where was I at, E?
At a
Where-
place with TVs.
Where was I at, E?
They had
I was
TVs at
out
this alleged
shooting
place.
pool and drinking.
What pool hall with liquor don't have a TV?
Hey
with
man,
sports
it's
on
like
it?
you said, it's
Are
the
you serious?
regular season. What E say? It's
that
the
a- Was
it in
regular.
Cleveland?
Yes, it
And
was
the
in
game
Cleveland.
wasn't on?
The
No,
game
it wasn't in
came
Cleveland.
on
The game
when we
wasn't
were
in Cleveland.
segueing to another spot without TVs. I figured they lost because I seen them listening to Coach E saying, it's in the regular season, B. And then that's what they were saying. It's the regular season, E. We can't get 70 wins, so we chilling
Why
to
would
the
you want
playoffs.
70 wins?
Right.
I don't want 70 wins.
You don't want it?
But my
'cause
thing
it's
is,
historic.
Zen, I always say, keep the same energy.
Cavs,
Whether you
Cavs,
up or
Cavs.
down.
Cavs,
So every
Cavs,
single
Cavs.
game these guys play, right?
Okay.
We get a text message in the group. Cavs, Cavs, Cavs. I know y'all watching. I know y'all seen such and such do
Yeah.
this. I said,
Yeah.
nothing last
Silence.
night.
You know the
Nothing.
circumstances,
We got one.
E.
Okay, last night you get a hall pass. But then the other 3 games we lost before that, probably
Look at-
2
hey,
texts
Zen.
and nothing
Look
else.
how happy you looked that the Cavs lost 4 straight.
No, see, I'm not even focusing on that. Focusing on your energy. That's what I'm focusing on.
But
Still
it was
can.
I
crazy
told
to
you.
me, the
Yeah.
15 streak was hard. And then I saw that after a 15 win streak, the Cavs were the first team to then lose 3 games back
Yesterday,
to back.
4
And so-
straight.
and now
We
4,
set
right?
history.
And so it's like,
But
dang.
if you go back to previous episodes,
Yeah.
I told you I want this to happen.
Yeah, you
We
want
need to
this
have
happen.
this happen
And
right
Donovan
now
Mitchell, my
before
birthday
the-
twin, like it too.
Yeah, before the playoffs.
Go
Yeah.
on your 6, 7, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Get it out your
Get it
system.
out.
Yeah.
But small man needs to step it up. He was 2 for 18 last night. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Wait, who was
Very
2 for 18? 'Cause
Small man,
ooh.
45.
Oh, D-Mitch, yeah, D-Mitch going through something. I mean, he
Yeah.
chilling right now. Because he said, it's the regular season, B.
It is.
That's all
Wait,
right.
what'd he say? What'd he say?
It's the regular season, B.
It's the regular season, B.
What's the voice?
What you doing,
B, is the regular season. I mean, it's not going to mean anything. So that's what they doing. They chilling. They tweaking the lineup. They playing people. They got, I seen the janitor come in with a Cavs jersey on. I
Still
see
had the
Green.
keys on the side.
Seal keys,
up
Bates.
the
You
auxiliary,
know what I
man.
mean? Everybody chilling right now. We chilling. We
I just
good.
wanted to throw it out there, see what the energy
I
was.
will
see
have
the
my hat
gauge
on,
it. You know what
But my head was cold, so I had to go to the Silky Scully. I've had to put the Silky Scully on.
Toboggan? You had to go toboggan
Yeah,
on
man, my head was cold. I was like, oh man, I can't do
That's
this.
because of the haircut, right?
That's because of the haircut. I had the little wool on top. Well, it's like thin wool. It ain't the wool, but it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's gone now. So I had to put the Silky Scully on.
But I just wanted to bring that up, just take the temperature.
It's
on the
still
energy.
Cavs.
just
It's still
checking, man.
Cavs. We winning the championship. Bring on Boston. Bring on the Lakers.
Bring on who now?
Boston.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to say it Boston. You got to
okay.
say Boston.
Thought I
Bring
heard
on
that. I just wanted to
Boston.
make sure. Hear it
Bring
again,
them
man.
on. They might get eliminated, though.
Whoa.
Boston might get eliminated by spin the wheel. Who?
Yeah,
The
you don't even know.
He's in the process of making this up right now. That's what he do.
They gonna get eliminated. It's gonna be a disappointment.
Hell, man. Well, if we keep losing like this, we might mess around and lose that 1 seed.
Nah, we ain't gonna lose. Don't
And
dream
we
on
are
me.
not the Bron Cavs that don't matter what seed we are. We need that home court.
Dream
Because
on
you
me.
see the road,
Yeah.
although it is a West Coast trip, in
Right.
the Western Conference,
We
we're not
chilling.
going to be in the. But
Right.
the road is the road, Jack.
What's our record on the road?
Not good.
It's really good.
Not good.
It's really good.
Not
Because
good.
we only lost what? 13 games? 12. 13?
It's 13, 14 now.
Yeah,
something
Yeah.
like that.
14.
Only
Yeah.
14, 13 games. So that means we're still in the single digits
Yeah.
for home losses.
Yeah.
That's still good. E.
That's why we need home court. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying.
We got
at
more
home,
losses
on the road,
than we do at home.
it
so
don't
we
matter.
need that home court.
Cavs for life, baby. Don't matter. Put your money on it. Money on the wood, bet
I
all
was about to say,
good.
where the money at, B?
Let's go.
On the wood.
I done bet all kind of folks. I got my FanDuel going. I got everything going. I can't wait, too.
And I refuse to get a FanDuel account. My brother's trying to get me to sign up so
Stay
bad.
away
Can't do
from
it.
the
Some
crack.
free bet. I said, hey,
Nah,
don't be
okay.
on my phone. I
Right.
said, place a bet. Ain't
Yeah,
having that. I'm
Stay
scared.
away.
I have
Yeah.
an addictive personality.
No,
Yes.
literally, I'm upset. So I'm like, I gotta stay away.
Me and
Stay
Sharon be living
away.
out our car if I get a hold of that shit.
Right. Because it's so easy just to
That's what I'm
swipe.
saying.
He
You
said
taking
him
a
and
dump
Sharon
on
gonna be
there,
living
like,
out the
you know
car.
Out the car.
It'll be you. Sharon be long gone.
Let's be clear.
Hey, Sharon, where E? On FanDuel. In the car.
Hey, shots fired. He living with Don from In Vogue in the car.
Right. Shots fired.
No, no, it ain't too soon. Ain't soon enough. Decisions. That's what it is. But, Imani, really appreciate you coming through. You did an awesome job.
Good. Spirited
Yeah.
debate.
Yeah.
you.
Drop some knowledge. Got these two going at each
Yeah,
other.
you
You
know
know,
how it's going, man.
I
That's
just
how
sit
it's
back.
going.
You know what I'm saying? Sit back, boom, boom. Whatever side is on.
Because he's a Republican. He closet. See that red in his hat?
But you see the dominant color. You know what I'm saying? Blued out. Hey, this might be a wrong time to be wearing blue. You saw what happened on the West Coast with
Yeah,
the
Big U.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Big U out there tripping, dog.
Who? Big U. Who
Oh
is that?
yeah,
Who was
he's the
that?
Crip of all Crips. He's
Yeah.
a Crippy Crip.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
y'all urban guys. What's
Oh.
happening? Urban gentlemen?
I ain't gonna speak on it.
Yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
happening.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, I know to not speak on it.
Okay.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
all
talk
your
about that next week when I ain't here.
do all your Googles and your references
Right.
later after that. But definitely Google Big U, and you will
Gotcha.
definitely see you don't need to be involved.
Okay. I want urban E.
All right. Well, yeah. Again, Imani, appreciate you jumping on. Thank you.
Golf
Thank you.
clap, golf clap.
Even though he
Yeah.
didn't say your last name.
I
He
did.
did.
It's
Somebody-
just the
Oh,
money.
he did. Oh, okay. My bad. My
Oh,
bad. My
you did?
bad.
I thought it was just the bunny, like Leon. That's just the money.
Me too.
I heard my last name. He said it.
Okay.
said
Okay.
it.
My
Imani
bad.
Edwards for the record.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, here you are.
Down on it. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
So we hear that sound, so you know what that means. Good pod. Good pod. Hey, Coach E.
Cavs, Big U.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Cavs.
You got a post game word for the people.
Yes, I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around, taking the all eyes on me. Today's word is put your people on. You got people that need to be put on because the people that you are close to are doing big things. Exhibit A. Exhibit what you said at the beginning of the pod. Every time you turn around, Coach, you got another cousin on there. Because my cousins is dope, son. That's why. And they doing what they supposed to do and they were raised the right way, and they are going to the max with every single thing they do. So put your people on. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how big you think you are. You're still not as big as what you should be unless you put your people on. So once you are as big as you think you are, put your people on, you'll be way bigger. And then that's going to expand your community. And next thing you know, you got a whole movement going. And then you got followers. And what are those followers going to do? Put their people on. So that continues the trend. Put your people on no matter what. How big you are, how small you are. Put your people on.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Win on me, win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
It sounds so sweet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. Once again, Imani Edwards came through, killed that thing.
Thank you. Hey.
Little Cuz came through, Bobcats, Nux.
Tiger.
Oh, you. Oh,
Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Tigers.
You see that flag, don't
I
you?
know that. Oh, you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is
You know
that
what I'm
thing up
Big O,
there?
yeah.
He
It's a
looked lost.
Bobcat.
It's a bobcat.
He looked lost.
All right.
He like he got directions.
Hey, yo, this was the most political episode we've ever had where we really got into depths and stuff. And I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. With that being said, see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.